Hi guys, ATL Piglet here. Coming at you with some UFS content, guys. Um, basically, interviews and vlogs and things like that are really popular right now in all of the media and a lot of different games and stuff. And I felt like UFS needed a little more content, so I decided that I would try and bring that to you guys. So, I'm not going to sit around and wait for someone to do it. I'm going to try and do it myself. Please excuse me if these videos are kind of rough. I've never done any videos before. I've never done any video editing. It was just kind of an idea I had. And, some videos are better than none. And even if they're bad, it's better than not having any content at all, I feel like. So, yeah. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is this is Gen Con week starting today, and I'm going to be doing some different interviews and I guess video logs as myself and stuff leading up to Gen Con and during Gen Con. I'll do those off of my iPhone, and so everyone that doesn't go to Gen Con can get a little insight and hear a little bit from the guys that are going to Gen Con. And so, like for today's like these, everyone getting ready for Gen Con and getting hype, it can build the hype a little bit, which is really exciting to me. So today is just kind of a test day, and I'm going to interview myself, and I'm gonna give my opinions on today, the world metagame and things like that. So bear with me if the video's rough, guys. Like I said, first time. I don't really record interviews or anything like that. I'm not, in school for it or anything. It's just something that I enjoy watching, and I felt like the UFS community would enjoy. So my first question is, how is this year's meta and last year's different? Um, Definitely this year's meta is very six hand size heavy in my opinion. Last year was definitely more seven hand size heavy. It is very difficult to play a seven hander in this meta because of the high damage output by a lot of different decks. And it was sort of the opposite last year. It was hard to play a six hander for the fear of getting outbuilt and things like that. So I would say that this meta is more balanced than the last one. I really enjoy this meta. There are a lot of different viable decks. You can play seven handers, you can play sixes, you can play fives, which I love, and still win. So you can play a lot of different decks and win. Certain decks have a lot better matchups than others, but in my opinion, almost any deck can win in the meta right now. Next thing, I'm going to talk about the power cards in the meta. Um, a couple of the power cards are definitely Playful Slice is a big one. Everyone is talking about the power of Playful Slice. The Slice kick decks with the kick draw engine and the weenie attacks with Trong and Mike Low damage pump. It's definitely a strong deck. A lot of people would say it's the best deck in the format. Um, I could agree to that on some level. Um, but I also think Vespera is a really good deck. So another power card, like I mentioned, Vespera. So another power card is definitely Paralyzing Touch. Paralyzing Touch is, in my opinion, the best card in the game right now. It is amazing in Vespera, borderline broken in Vespera, and amazing in any death character, I feel like, especially seven handers. And I just feel like the card is really strong. Seigaki Offering is another one. It is a very high utility card. It nets you a draw, it has high damage, it has relatively low difficulty for the damage and utility it provides. So, and a 3 check, which is really nice. If Garrett Brett hasn't told you, then I will. Piercing Howl is a very strong card in this meta. I never really noticed how strong it was until Garrett told me that really Piercing Howl does what in one card what four foundations would do. So it gives you a momentum, it clears your card pool, and you can give +3 damage to an attack or -3 damage to attack. So the utility that that card offers is one of equal to four foundations, is kind of the relation he was making. So, yeah, those are some of the power cards. Another very strong card is Divine Tribulation. Um, it wouldn't be as big of a power card if it didn't say Desperation 3. Um, but a lot of decks just kind of try and force themselves into desperation and play two tribs at you, which is what a lot of Kazuya decks and Omar decks off of Chaos are doing in this meta right now. And of course, the Angels are backing it in their decks, and it's just a really strong card and in a lot of really strong decks right now. So, yep. In my opinion, um, my favorite and in my opinion best utility attack in the game right now is Pummel Smash. There's currently nothing else that can commit character cards and can commit anything. So the utility in that is just amazing. It's a 3 diff. It isn't a lot of damage, but for a 3 diff 3 check, you can't ask for much better utility than that. And it's a weapon, which makes it strong in a lot of decks, and a stun. So, those are some of the power cards. Top 3 decks, in my opinion, are, I would say, Truong. I would say Vespera, which are both very strong decks and their backbone is Paralyzing Touch and Playful Slice, which I already said were really strong cards. The third deck I would say is Alice. As a lot of you guys know, I top 8'd with her this year in this season in this metagame, and it turned out the deck just wasn't really for me. I didn't enjoy playing the deck very much, and it just really wasn't a deck for me, so I chose not to play it. But the reason I think Alice is top 3 is because of her reaction. She has a really strong matchup against decks that play Playful Slice and decks that play Paralyzing Touch, because those cards are so strong. So I think that gives her a really big advantage. I think the fact that she can make you have to lose 5 life to pay those cards, and the other 2 cards or the other 2 decks are the top 2 decks, and she has a good matchup against those, I think it's fair to put her in 3rd place. So, yeah. If I could make one change to the meta right now, what would it be? I would make a change or get rid of or do something about Paralyzing Touch. I think that card is amazingly strong. It is great in any character in Death and borderline broken in Vespera. I also am a little bit biased because it really beats a lot of the decks that I enjoy playing and a style of play I enjoy. But I do think it's very strong. I do think it punishes attacking, which I'm not a big fan of. So, yeah. What am I playing and why? This year, I have chosen to play Malian. For those of you that know, I really like high vitality characters. I won a championship with Hugo, and I played Alice this season. I played Malian this season, and before I chose my deck, I was playing Super Skullman. So yeah, I really enjoy the big life. I really enjoy the aggression she can put down. And Alice wasn't for me, and my Super Skullman deck was good, but it had a really rough mirror, and with all the Skullmans that are going to be at Worlds, if I lost one mirror match, I was going to be out of the tournament. And I didn't want to take that risk, and I had experience this season with Melian, and I talked to some of my UFS buddies and tweaked the deck, and I made some changes, and I got a deck for Worlds, and I'm excited about it. And like you guys know, man, I'm about that onion booty. So I took it to top 4 in Tennessee, and I'm looking to take it to number 1 in Gen Con. So yeah. Shoutouts, gonna give some shoutouts, gonna show some love. Um, I want to give shoutouts to Drew Maffei and his wife Rachel. Rachel had Jacob Brunson Maffei. Their new son came into the world yesterday, early in the morning. So congrats to Drew and their new family member. I know that they're both really excited, and Drew would love to be at Worlds, but he is definitely excited for this new time in his life. Shout outs to everyone. I'm looking forward to Gen Con. I think Atlanta is bringing 11 players this year, so I don't know if that's the same or more than we brought last year. But like we're not going to get Drew, and we're bringing 11. So, and we have a new guy, our friend Ian, who we told him how awesome the UFS community was, and he was like, "Oh, well, I'd love to meet these guys." And he has a Yu-Gi-Oh background, and a lot of us came from a Yu-Gi-Oh background, and so we told him to play. He likes the game. He wants to meet a lot of the people, and we were like, "Well, dude, come on up to Gen Con with us." And he was like, "Well, okay, sounds fun." So we're gonna add him in the mix, and he's from Atlanta, so you guys know how that is. We breed them well down here. So I want to give a big time shout out to my teammates that are going to be with me in Team Worlds this year, and that's going to be Matt Maffei, also known as Skull Knight, also known as Delicious, Drew Maffei's brother. Matt proved how strong of a player he was with a tough diversity fight against 2 other great Marathi players, and ended up being Swiss champ and top 8ing, and finishing 5th or 6th at Worlds. I think he finished pretty high, I know. So, high for not top 4. So, yeah. So shout out to Matt for that, and my longtime teammate, same as last year, my boy Keenan Meadows, 2011 world champion. Keenan and I are bros, man, and just like Lion Stance, we're always together. I think Keenan and I are always gonna play together, no matter who our third is. But we're good buddies, and we both consider each other great players, so we like to team together. So special shout out to those guys. Shout out to all my Atlanta guys: Wag, Shu, Lambright, Marco, Croswick. You know the guys. So shout out to everyone. I'm really excited to see everyone this Gen Con, and I know we're gonna have fun, and it should be awesome. Can't wait to see you guys in a few weeks. Peace up. A-Town down. See you guys.